That's our YouTube poll question today. Actually, it's not even on my list. Lutman, what's the YouTube poll question? Go ahead, pop in here real quick. YouTube poll question.
Yeah, so the YouTube poll question today is, right now at the start of training camp, who do you think is the 49ers starting quarterback week 1 against the Steelers? Is it Trey Lance, Brock Purdy, or Sam Darnold? Right now, Brock Purdy is leading with 49%, with Trey Lance at 45%, and Darnold is a lowly third at 6%.
Interesting.
Well, Brock's your number one.
He's your number one.
There's no doubt about it. He's your number one. The question to me isn't like who's your number one. The question is, how long is the leash?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Right.
The question really is like, okay, can he get healthy? That's a prerequisite question, right? Like, is the guy healthy? And then number 2 is, how long are you going to allow him to falter? What if they get off to a 1-3 start with Brock? Can they afford to get off to a 1-3 start?
Well, that's my question here as you're listening to 95.7 The Game. KGMZ FM and HU1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. It's a question I asked Lubman yesterday, and I'll ask it to you, Shasky.
Like, is it
and
his
all our
year
listeners.
no matter what?
Well, I'll ask this question because you asked what happens if they start 1-3. Well, to me, I look at the Niners and the Warriors, and we think of everything that's going on with the Warriors, Chris Paul, Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, and it feels like the Warriors. It is very imperative that they get off to a good start. But when you look at both teams, who's it more important for to get off to a better start? Is it the 49ers or is it the Golden State Warriors? Now, let's break down the Niners for a second. They've made 2 straight NFC championship games. They're both been on the road. And they've overcome slow starts in both seasons, 2021 and last year.
After a month and a half in the season, they were under 500.
Exactly.
And they were able to overcome it.
They were able to
almost
overcome
a third
it.
of the season.
It's kind of unprecedented.
It really is.
Right?
Really
but it's
is.
cost you home
It
field
really
advantage.
is.
It's cost you the bye week.
Yeah.
And then you've had to travel in both. Like, think about 2021. You had to go to Dallas, Green Bay, and then down to L.A.
And you can't tell me that fourth quarter, the plane in the wild card weekend
leaking
didn't
oil.
catch up to you in the fourth quarter.
They were leaking oil. So
I believe that.
in 2021, the Niners opened up the season 3-5, and we're all panicking. They opened up the season 3-5. Last year, they were 3-4. And you're thinking, boy, another slow start? Another one? But with the Warriors, what if they get off to a slow start? Think about the vibe right now with the Golden State Warriors, with even just the casual fan. A lot of people are on the fence. A lot of people think that, boy, you're trading Jordan Poole away. You got rid of Patrick Baldwin Jr., some youngsters. Wiseman's in Detroit. If the Warriors get off to a slow start, think about the dialogue that's going to be coming with that.
I think it just calms the waters for the Warriors if they get off to a nice start. It just, everybody takes a nice, big, deep breath. We're playing well. We're playing nice. It allows you to rest people throughout the year.
Right.
It allows you to tinker with some of your rotations and your lineups. I think the worst thing that could happen for the Warriors is getting off to a slow start. Whereas the Niners, is it ideal? No. But I know that they can overcome it because they have. And this core has.
Wow. Who's it more important for to get off to a good start? The Niners or the Warriors? I'm back and forth on it because I look at the NFC. Philadelphia's stacked. They're the best team in the NFC right now. I think people are sleeping on the Seattle Seahawks because I guess people don't believe in Geno Smith. They think it was a fluke last season. I think Seattle's going to be good.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But the Niners, it feels like they need that bye week because by the time they got to Philadelphia, they were banged up. The year before going to LA, they were banged up. Now, if the Warriors get out to a slow start, oh my gosh, all of a sudden the rumors are you going to trade Chris Paul by January? Are you going to trade Jonathan Kuminga? If they get out to a slow start, everybody's going to be talking about the dynasty being over. So I could see it both ways. I think it's important for both teams here, but who's it more important for? Is it the Niners or is it the Golden State Warriors? Like Conrad Arena says, the Warriors. The Niners always start slow. Danker, the Niners need the ring, so they need to start off faster. Morelli, I say the 49ers need a better start to the season. Warriors will be good. So, JC, this is a good one. Niners, they play less games. They have less room for error. And the Seahawks are a threat. I believe the Seahawks are a threat too, Shasky.
I think we're already burying the Rams, and I I'm not saying the Rams are world beaters. I'm not even pretending like there's some sleeper dark horse team. I'm just saying like I'm not ready to put to bed Stafford and McVay. I'm just not ready to do it. They got Cooper Kupp. They still have Aaron Donald. I don't know. I feel like McVay's got something under his sleeve this year.
Let's go to TC up in Sacramento. TC, what's happening? TC.
Chasky, what's up, bros?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Man, just tapping in, man, this morning, kind of with this quarterback battle. I kind of like what's going on. In my opinion, you know how I feel. I mean, Brock Purdy was okay, but if you want to dead the noise and find out who really the dude is, this preseason, this training camp, roll the dice and let everybody duke it out. We ain't crowning Brock Purdy nothing. May the best man win in camp, and whoever shine in camp as a starting quarterback, and that deads all the noise, period. But if you want to crown Brock, that's like crowning Trey. Let him duke it out. If Trey win, he move forward. If Brock beats out Trey, then I mean Trey wasn't the guy. If Darnold beats both of them out, then you move on with Darnold. But I say you let all three duke it out, bro, and may the best man win, in my opinion.
Well, that's probably not going to happen. If Brock is healthy, I think he starts as your number one, and it's pretty clear cut for me. The question then becomes is like, well, is he your number one, unquestioned, no doubt about it, no matter what happens this year, and we're riding and dying, and this is all about, building him up for the next 10 years? Or is this like, hey, if he really, for whatever reason regresses or the team's just simply not winning, we got to shake it up at quarterback? Like I think that's a question I don't know I have an answer for, because I can see both sides of it.
Now, is this lip service here with Kyle Shanahan when he says this with Steve Weiss on NFL Network?
Give it to me.
This is going to be a must-see training camp, because it seems like every day you got three guys with something to prove behind center.
I mean, we got three guys who can play, and there's only one spot, and we have a good team. So I see it as a cool situation. And last year we had some unknown. We believed in Trey, but he hadn't gone out and done it yet. So, but we believed in him. We got to see him for a year and a half and what he could do, and he lost that opportunity, which happens in football. And we had another guy come in, very similar to Trey, but less reps and stuff, and Brock got that opportunity. So now we're in this situation, and it's just, I get how everyone wants something set in stone, but it's not set in stone. But I love the options, and I love the experience that Brock got. I love that Trey has gotten some too, and I love the ability that we have in the room. And besides those three, I love our team around them. So let's let it play out, and all I got to do is survive the press conference.
Shanny's funny. Is he speaking today at 11 o'clock? Training camp presser, 11 o'clock. Shanahan, Lynch. Going to be very interesting. Very interesting to hear what they have to say, as the veterans will be on the field Wednesday, and we'll be down there at the Hilton Hotel.
I think the injury for Brock is the biggest question mark. I think if there was no injury, there wouldn't be any question marks whatsoever regarding who's starting the year as your number one. I think there'd still be some murmurs about how long of the leash is it, blah, 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 which is fair. I think that's with every quarterback, right? Every quarterback in the league, unless you're one of the established, Herbert, Allen, Lamar, like there are a certain tier of guys. I think Brock is just slightly away from getting to that tier, because you got to put together a full season, right? But the question then becomes, how long is the leash on someone like him? But that injury, like, we're talking about his moneymaker. You can diminish it all you want. That's the arm. That's the throwing elbow. Right. I watched Joe Montana have his career wiped out. Now, I know it was 30 years ago, but his career was wiped out because of that elbow injury. I mean, he basically called it a wraps here in San Francisco because of that similar kind of an elbow injury. Not exactly the same. I just feel like we're all expecting him to come in and not skip a beat. All I'm saying is man, can we see him healthy on the field throwing, full before we know that one way or the other? And I feel like a hater even like talking that out.
Well, Gingy on YouTube, he went 7-1 and Kyle still isn't sold. Jimmy went undefeated in 2017 and Kyle wasn't sold.
They went 13-3 in 2019 and went to the Super Bowl.
And he was still searching for quarterbacks.
And they were beating Mahomes in the fourth quarter.
Right. And they were still searching for quarterbacks. So I got to